Three matchups in Major League Baseball, all with major playoff implications as we head down the stretch. More on that coming up in just a moment. Mark Zinno here for WagerTalk YouTube and Picks and Parlays, as I'll break down again three matchups in the bigs, one between the White Sox and Tigers, another between the Padres and Guardians, and the final one between the Mariners and Astros. I'll have plays and selections of all three of those games coming up in just a moment. First, need to remind you guys about the Morning Wager. Check it out with me and Brian Power every Monday through Friday. It's right here on the WagerTalk YouTube page. You get 3 free plays every show. We go down the entire baseball board. We even look at the NFL preseason as well. We give you guys a whole bunch of great information, stuff that you might not get otherwise, make you smarter, more informed. Hopefully you win some more bets with it. And then, of course, we offer you this deal, the buy one, get one 3-day pass with me and Brian Power. It's absolutely the best deal out there. You get all of my plays, all of Brian Power's plays for one low price. You absolutely cannot beat this deal. It is one of the best ones out there, and it's the only buy one, get one with 2 cappers on a daily basis. I mean, that's the kind of deal that you guys are looking for. Also, to remind you, the end of the rest of the year plan is available. The entire college football regular season, most of bowl season, including the college football playoff, 17 and 18 weeks in the NFL regular season, the start of hockey, the start of the NBA, all the great college basketball tournaments, all that going up through New Year's Eve. This is a massive deal, massive savings, long-term value. That's the way you need to think. That's why you jump in on this. But if long-term is not your deal, make sure you guys jump in and get the summer special. It's available through August 31st now. You buy 3, you get 3 free. 6 days, $69. Every play, every sport is available to you guys. And then, of course, make sure you check out and sign up for the Splash Sports Pro Football Survivor Contest. $21 million grand prize. Use the code WagerTalk. You get a $100 bonus on Splash Sports. BP and I have entered this thing. You're going to go head-to-head against both of us. You're going to try to take our money, but you're not going to be able to. But nonetheless, we are going to have a contest. We're going to be part of this contest. And I keep telling you guys, if you enter and you sign up and you send me a screenshot on Twitter or on Instagram of your entry, I will send you a week's worth of free plays just for signing up. So little added bonus for you guys to jump in and enter the Splash Sports contest. Here's one more time. $21 million Pro Football Survivor Contest. There you go. All right. Let's take a look at the numbers here. We'll start with the White Sox and Detroit. We're seeing the Tigers around a minus 152 consensus and the White Sox at plus 126, total sitting at 8.5 across the board. You're getting Sean Newcomb, the lefty, who's a reliever, starting for the White Sox against Jackson Jobe, who is making his second start here for the Tigers. He was actually pretty good in his first start out against San Francisco. He went 5 innings and did not give up a run, only gave up 1 hit. So Jackson Jobe last year was pretty decent for the White Sox. I'll say this much. A lot of these series games have been tight, and of the 6 already, 5 of them have stayed under the total. I look to the under in this spot. I think that's the way I would play this thing here. This is obviously going to be treated like a playoff series between these two teams. In case you haven't noticed, the Tigers have crept all the way up to second in the AL Central. They're only 2.5 games behind the White Sox for first place. Chicago does not score as much on the road as they do at home. The Tigers don't score that much anywhere, although they had been one of the higher scoring teams since the All-Star break. Their offenses really broke out. But again, I think in this spot here, I'm going to look to the under between these two teams, even with shaky starting pitching. Both of these bullpens are good. Tigers just think 6th in bullpen ERA, and you're looking at the White Sox at 9th. So they're both top 10 bullpens in bullpen ERA. There's reason to believe that both of these bullpens will actually be pretty good. So make sure you guys take that into account. But I'm going to look to the under in this game. Let's move over to another game involving an AL Central team, but it's interleague. San Diego against Cleveland. We're seeing the Guardians here as a minus 136 consensus. Padres around plus 112. Low total at 7.5 across the board in this one as well. You get Michael King going up against Gavin Williams. Now, the Padres have a rest edge because the Guardians played yesterday. San Diego did not. That's in their pocket here, but it's pretty telling for a Padres team that's won 5 in a row and has only given up across the span of those 5 games 11 runs. They gave up 2-2, and 3, and the 3 was in extra innings to Milwaukee. So where Milwaukee scored a run in extra innings. So that's my point, is that they've only given up 2 runs in 9-inning games in each of the last 5 during the win streak. So the pitching has been absolutely fantastic. But Gavin Williams has been great at home, and he's been great all year long. At home this year, 5-2 with a 2.85 ERA. Opposing hitters batting just 206 against him. And the fact that the Guardians are favored here, to me, is pretty telling. And I don't know if they're just fading on the fact that, the Padres have won 5 in a row, and they did it all at home. Now they travel cross country out on the road. You're looking at a Guardians team that's coming off back-to-back series with the White Sox and the Tigers, in which they lost 4 of the 6 games between the two of them. So it has not been a good run for the Guardians. And even at that, you go back to the Guardians have only won 3 times in their last 12 games. So it has not been a good run for the Guardians. I mentioned they slipped there all the way to 4th in the American League Central. So things have not been going well. But I would look at the Guardians here in a first 5 spot on the money line. I mean, again, Michael King has been very good as of late when you look at the way he's pitched. Other than a bad start against Colorado, a game that his team won 8-7 anyway. He had a 2.79 ERA in the month of July, and he's got a sub 3.3 ERA since the beginning of July. He's been really good as of late. Only 2 starts has he allowed more than 2 runs over that span. So I think you're in a spot here where you can trust King to keep the Guardians offense, which doesn't score that much, down. And then I'll actually rely on Gavin Williams as well at home, because I think he's worthwhile to back here. So give me the Guardians on the first 5, and hope that the Guardians can get to King and score some runs. All right, final matchup we're going to talk about here between the Mariners and the Astros. And what a spot here as we look at these two teams in the AL West, but it seems like nobody wants to win the AL West. But nonetheless, we're going to get the Mariners here as a minus 132 consensus favorite, and Seattle plus 109 total, flat 8. One prediction market sitting at 8.5, but I think 8's probably your consensus there across the board. You're going to get George Kirby starting for Seattle against Peter Lambert of Houston. Now, Seattle finally snapped a losing streak yesterday in a 1-0 win at Yankee Stadium. Houston has the rest advantage here. They took 2 of 3 from the Giants in Houston, flew back cross country. So, but George Kirby has been fairly reliable here this year for Seattle. His numbers on the road take a little bit of a hit. Opponents batting .311 against him on the road. But I don't know how much I want to trust Houston. I kind of feel the hard part here is that I want to bet Seattle, but their lineup is so bad. I mean, 4 of the last 5 games, they scored 2 runs or less. The one game where they did score more than 2 runs, they scored 5 and lost 10-5 to the Yankees. So what does that tell you? I mean, Seattle has dominated this regular season series, and that's what makes me want to play them. They're 7-1 in the 8 games this year. So I look to Seattle in this spot, believing that, sort of some regression here has got to be coming for them to actually start scoring some runs. Peter Lambert for the Astros has been pretty consistent at home, but he's 5-4, but opponents have only got a 198 batting average against him at home. This is a guy with a whip around, sitting right around 1 at home this year. And so he's been pretty good about keeping base runners off the base paths, and that's not good for a Seattle team that's not scoring runs at all. I mean, and this is another spot here where, just to keep the tie in my back pocket, I could take Seattle first 5 because I don't know that Seattle's offense, Houston's bullpen statistically isn't great, but I don't even think that's the point. And Houston's bullpen has gotten to be very middle of the road after a bad start, but I don't even think that's the point. I just don't trust the Seattle offense. And I'll say this repeatedly: every time you get bad pitching against bad hitting, advantage to bad pitching, because they just have the advantage. It's the way baseball works. So again, I would lean Seattle first 5 in this spot as a play for you guys. Make sure you check out the Morning Wager with me and Brian Power. Take advantage of the buy one, get one 3-day pass, and make sure you sign up for the Survivor $21 million pro football contest. Use the code WagerTalk. You get a $100 bonus. Best of luck with all your Major League Baseball bets tonight. Go cash some tickets, and we'll talk to you next time.